You are listening to the We Hired a Sitter for This podcast.
We hired a sitter for this.
We have a roster of like 7 sitters.
I hate authority, but I'm a mom.
I'm an old man. I need orthopedic shoes.
The laughs, the chuckles, the TMI.
Some people might say, why would you have kids? The oceans are rising. The economy's collapsing.
And they're not wrong. I'm Ross.
And I'm Patrick.
And we hired a sitter.
Hey, what's up, America? Welcome to episode 189 of We Hired a Sitter for This. I'm just showing off my Hokas that are totally worn out. I got these 14 months ago when Franny and I went to Denver last year together. We were in the Bushwick car service to the airport, and I looked down at my feet, and I realized I didn't have shoes on. No, I had shoes on, but I didn't have the shoes I meant to bring on that trip. So in the car, I ordered sneakers from Amazon to be at my brother's house by the time we got there. And that blew Franny's mind that you could just go order stuff online. And that is when a corporate sheep. That is when I turned my daughter into a consumerist sheep. It happened in real time. Welcome to the show. My name is Patrick Holbert. I will say my wife, Ross Erin Martineau, is in this episode. She will be on the show after I talk for a few minutes, and I'll introduce the segment we did together, and I'll explain all that in a few moments. But first, I guess let me take off my shades. I just got in from dropping Franny off at school. It's 8:20 in the morning right now on Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. Dropped her off on the bicycle. This is pretty hot, right? Safety first. Flip off these Hokas. I got my wind pants on because I'm working with a coaching client today, and all we do is exercise. And I'm not a physical coach. I'm a wellness coach. I think this family prefers I use the phrase lifestyle coach. I don't even know what that means. It's like a step away from life coach. Yeah, it's an interesting industry I'm in as a mental hellness. That's a fun phrase because it mixes wellness and health and mental. Welcome to the Mental Hellness Podcast. My name is Patrick Holbert, and this is a new podcast about slowly losing your shit because you have too many jobs. So yeah, one of my jobs, I work for these agencies as a sober companion, sober coach, recovery coach. These are all phrases that have been thrown around. Executive functioning coaching is a big thing I end up doing for these agencies. Executive functioning is like the basics in your life, like can you, keep to a schedule? Can you sleep regular hours? Can you make your own bed and keep your place clean and make simple decisions and take care of business, do your homework, basic life stuff. So anyway, I have one of those clients today, and we do a lot of exercising, which is good because I need exercise. But yeah, I drop my kid off on a bicycle every morning as often as I can if the weather permits and as long as I'm the one who's doing it, because sometimes Ross is dropping her off. Because I find if I can avoid the car, it's going to help me avoid mental hellness, Like it's just easier to be on a bicycle in New York City especially. I did count it finally. It's exactly 10 blocks away. It's 10 short or like 8 short street blocks and then 2 long avenue blocks away, her school. And in the car, there are mornings where it takes like I guess it never takes a full 10 minutes to get there, but it can get it gets tense in the car. There's crazy stuff going on. It's 8 in the morning. Everybody's trying to get where they're going. And there's a lot of mental hellness. I really like that phrase. Is that the episode title? Or is that a podcast title? Who knows? So yeah, if I can be on the bicycle instead of in the car, it just increases my chances of serenity so much more. Although, of course, you can road rage on a bicycle. But when this guy is road raging at you on a 10-speed with a basket. Can't get this on. I can't get the strap-ons. I can't get the strap on. I can't get the straps on. But if this guy's road raging at you, like, hey, you're in my way, do you get scared? I almost road raged at a guy. I think I told this story, but here's the problem. I have to admit, the bike I like because you can skirt some of the laws of the road. Like you can roll through the stop signs, you can roll through red lights. If it's safe, I do that. I do have a human shield in front of me, so people do tend to give me the right of way and yield since I have such an adorable child in front of me, but I try not to do that because safety first, you know? So I do break some rules, which is a little dangerous. So I will own that. Anyway, I rolled through a stop sign recently and a guy and his dog were walking. They had the right of way. And I saw them coming and I timed it out and I did the mental math and I just went because I was like, I can do this. But man, this guy, he did not like it. He was like, hey, fuck you, man. You got a red light or a stop sign or whatever. And it did make me feel instantaneous violence. And I wanted to go back and show him what for, except he was totally right. I mean, so anyway, I'm podcasting alone because I wanted to beef up this episode a little bit because we did record last night on Monday, May 19th at like 11 p.m. after I had been in bed already with Franny. Ross had been in and out of some level of mental illness and consciousness while watching Real Housewives. And I was like, the people need you on the podcast. I need to record a segment. And that was really our only opportunity because today's another day where we're both going to be out working all day and then get home, you know, later on, and nobody's going to want to do it tonight. So, and tonight I have to prepare the editing of the podcast to get it out in time for tomorrow. So we recorded last night, and I'll toss to that in a minute, but I just wanted to give the context that, we're both sort of at, the candle has been burning at both ends for, I don't know, 44 years now for me. No, the last few weeks have just been tough. Like I've had weekend trips 2 weeks in a row. Ross has been stepping it up, taking care of the child all weekend. Thank God for JoJo, my mother-in-law, who helped out while I was in Rochester. And then this past weekend, Ross just did it all on her own, but like with a ton of like activities and meetups and hangs. And so she was exhausted. I had 3 nights of shows down in Tennessee and Atlanta, and I flew back and I was in rough shape when I got back here to New York, and we kind of talk about all that in our hang. I guess I wanted to touch on some things I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about artists. You know how important it is for us to like have our favorites and whatever. And I realized like I've always been so shy about like really having my things, you know, like my real, like these are the artists or the whatever that define me, or these are the things that I connect to or whatever. And I guess I have found some of those things over the years, but some of them, because I'm in comedy, have become these weird parasocial relationships where I end up like collaborating with some of these people that I really admire as artists or performers or comics or whatever. And the relationships become complicated and a little bit weird. So I just sort of realized I should really figure out what musicians mean a lot to me right now. And so right now I've 3, my top 3 that I'm like, because I've been in the car so much. So like last weekend, I think I drove for like 15 or more hours between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just driving all over the, I don't know if that's the Blue Ridge area, Eastern Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, triangle there. Just so much driving between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I was just like, I can't listen to these podcasts where I know a lot of these people I can't listen to it anymore. Like I just need a break, you know? So I was like, I'm just listening to music. So I listened to a ton of Jesse Wells, who I think I've mentioned on here. He's this like amazing folk singer who's making all these protest songs, and his lyrics are the best. And he's I believe he's in Tennessee. So I listened to, he finally put all the songs he made on YouTube on Spotify as its own album. It's called, I think it's called Down Under the Power Lines, Jesse Wells. And it's like 30 songs or something that he wrote in like 3 months. And they're just so good. The lyrics are so good. They're funny. They're poignant. They're like, there's an edge to them. Like the social commentary has such a good edge to them. And it's a lot of it's cathartic. There's one song that every time I listen to it, it makes me want to cry. It's called Fat, F-A-T, Fat. And the refrain is that it's your own damn fault that you're so damn fat. But then he goes through all the ways that the corporations are making these products that are making us fat, and they're making us addicted to them. And I have such self-loathing about the way I eat when I'm traveling, especially the things I put in my body, the way my body looks as a result. And like, I just appreciate that he is saying in the song that like, these things are so powerful and so hard to resist for a reason. Like these people have created these products. So that's one song I really like. And then there's a bunch of like more political ones that are great. And then I've been going back down a Fiona Apple rabbit hole because I think right now I'm like really into lyrics. Like I want to know who's writing really clever lyrics or really poignant phrase, like really clever phrases and insightful lyrics, and her ability to pair amazing lyrics with these like uncommon melodies, like her melodies and just the jazz, like the jazz and blues or soul. I don't even know. Yeah, I guess art pop. I mean, that one album, I guess, is like art pop. Just these really strange compositions mixed with these beautiful sounding melodies that are all like really heartbreaking and kind of, there's some bleakness to it. A lot of pain. I mean, there's a lot of pain in her music, but it's just so fucking good. And I just was listening to that one album. Oh God, what is the title? The shorthand is like the first couple words of the album title. It's like a 20-word title. But anyway, I just have had that on loop since driving back from Rochester. So that, and then of course, probably my all-time favorite artist across genres is Edan, E-D-A-N, rapper, producer, DJ, and his album Beauty and the Beat just celebrated 20 years of being out. So I've been listening to that a lot. And so those three artists, I think, cover so many genres. And I've just been listening to them a ton and trying to draw inspiration from them, because everybody that I listen to on podcasts, maybe it's just what's going on in the world and pop culture in general. It's just making me feel a little sick and overstimulated with like judgment and pop culture and just all the gross stuff that's sort of in the air around us. And I guess just like, you know, my special came out recently, and promoting that, I probably have an emotional hangover from. Like, I did several podcasts, I did several clips of it went out, and I've gotten a lot of kind responses, and a lot of people checked it out, and I appreciate that. But it's also made me pretty sick of myself. So I think as I like move forward and I have to work on new stuff, I want to fill the inspirational well with other stuff. So these three artists are, so it just feels good to like be like, okay, these are three things that I can just keep returning to kind of get turned on a little bit, you know? So I'm trying to do the same with books now. I've been stunted a little bit with my reading. I was reading a really great historical nonfiction book about some British exploration vessels by Michael Palin from, what is that comedy troupe from England? Monty Python. Michael Palin wrote this book. It's a academic book. I mean, there is some humor in it, but because I read some other book about in the same world like a year ago, and I just am fascinated by that time. And my dang Kindle like locked me out of the book because I didn't renew the rental or whatever. And I can't just be buying books right now. So anyway, I got to wait another 8 weeks or something to get that one back up and running. So I just downloaded some old 1930s detective noir book last night. I'm going to read Double Indemnity because I was inspired by a talk I filmed yesterday between Ronan Hirschberg and Sam Morrill. I was helping Ronan on his podcast, and they were talking about one of the best noir films ever for Ronan's movie podcast, which I've done. I was on Ronan's podcast. We did Brawl in Cell Block 99. That was about a month and a half ago or something, and that was really fun to listen to those two guys. They're true artists. That was cool too. Is like, you know, again, these guys are like comedic heroes of mine, and they both have other projects going on, and I've helped Ron on a couple times, and Sam almost hired me for something and didn't work out. But like these guys want to make real art. Like they do make clips and they put their stuff out there and they have to do all that stuff, but they also want to do and are doing like these sort of next level projects. And so anyway, that was inspiring. And yeah, they reminded me that like I do sometimes like just trash, you know, and like detective novels from the 40s are like fun to read. And I haven't really gone down that road much. I think the closest thing I've done to that maybe this will be similar to is Jack Reacher, which is more modern, of course, but it's got that pulp quality of just like fast moving plot about this like kind of cartoonishly kind of extraordinary character. Anyway, so that's where I'm at with my art and my journey. Okay. That's what I'm just sharing about. I'm just talking, you guys. And I will say, during the shows, I guess I did 4 shows when I was down south. I thought during all of them, I was going to work out the story that I have to do in June for the Risk podcast. I'll be on the Risk podcast. I don't know when, but we're taping it on June 26th. So I'm doing this story that's pretty racy, and I need to practice it. So I only got to do it on one of the shows down south. So that's exciting. And that's kind of what I'm focusing on now with comedy, is like making sure I make that story as good as possible. And then kind of extrapolating from there, I'm like, I kind of like, it's a very revealing story. It's about sex. It's about my marriage. It's, now an 8-year-old incident that happened, and it's funny and I'm excited to do it, but it has me asking some big questions like, okay, am I going to revisit this whole topic again? It's not that big a part of my life anymore. There is a show there. I mean, I worked out an hour-long version of this whole thing right before the pandemic. Like, am I going to shoot another special? Am I going to like make this into a thing? Because I've been thinking about that. Like, I should just, because there kind of is an ending now. The ending is we had a kid and we went through a pandemic, and now we're kind of like a regular couple. I mean, we do sometimes see other people, but we're so busy. We have 6 jobs between the two of us. We're kind of we're sort of re-domesticated. So I've been thinking about doing that show sometime between now and the end of the year, or within this year, maybe by this time next year, I will have shot it and whatever. So I don't know. I'm thinking a lot about like what the next steps are for my creative output. I guess I'll share some good news. I did get a guest set at the Comedy Catch in Chattanooga, Tennessee on Friday night. And the lady said, I loved it. No, she didn't say I loved it. She said, that was great. You have my email. Please let me know when you're back in the area, which to me, I'm going to receive as you're welcome to book yourself with us again. So that's cool. And then, yeah, thanks a lot to Richie Satori in Atlanta. We did a cool recovery show on Sunday night. I tell Ross a little bit about that. Saturday night, shout out to the fellowship in Eastern area, Tennessee. I had a great time doing that show. That was the main reason for the trip, was to do this recovery conference, and that was so fun. And yeah, Friday night in Chattanooga did Don't Tell Comedy after the Comedy Catch. And yeah, shout out to Jeff Greenspan, who put me up for the night. He's a guy I got to know doing comedy here in New York. He's so funny, so smart. He's a former marketing and ad executive, worked at Facebook, worked at Google and BuzzFeed, and just such an interesting guy. He's got some cool shows coming up in Chattanooga. He's doing his solo show called Deviant Acts, and it's about these public pranks that he did that went viral in the aughts. I remember some of the things he did going viral on like Gawker and stuff like that. He got coverage. So he's super cool. And then Ted Barton was there, who's a comic I know from the Laugh Tour Comedy Club and also Laughing Buddha. I guess I remember in my last days at Laughing Buddha is when Ted was starting, or maybe I met Ted during the pandemic. I don't know, but I always remember him as a kid, but he's like a man now who is just great. He's so funny. He was featuring for Billy Wayne Davis, whose show I got to do that guest set on in Chattanooga. And yeah, it's so interesting now that, 11 years isn't that long to be doing comedy, but it also is, so like, some of these people I've just known since they were kids, it feels like. And it was just so cool to see him killing it. And I really admire his writing and work ethic. And that's something I could also take as I move forward. So anyway, let's cut to the interview between Ross and I, or the hang, or the episode. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, just remember, this was filmed at 11 p.m., within 24 hours of me getting home. We both worked multiple jobs during the day. So there's a vibe. There's a vibe in the air. But that's, I don't know. At some point, people are going to just start asking, why are you guys forcing yourselves to do this? And for me, it's just like, I got to express myself, we have to express ourselves, right? And I say it in there with Ross, but sending a lot of love to our family. We lost Aunt Helen last week. She was my father's sister. She was up in age. She had some health stuff going on the last couple of years, and she was just such a interesting, cool person. Always made me laugh. She was a good laugher. Loved hanging out with her. And the rest of my aunts, of course, they're just such a great group who I really look up to and love so much. And I think one of them listens to the podcast. So sending all of you love, and we love you so much. And rest in peace, Aunt Helen. And with that uplifting transition, enjoy the rest of the show. Hello, America. We hired a sitter for this.
This is like the most pathetic display ever.
This is psychotic.
It's psychotic.
We're both in all black. We're auditioning for Midnight Cat Burglars. We're doing midnight theater. Mm-hmm. It's 10:30 p.m.
It's 10:40
on
Monday,
May 19th, 2025, and this is episode Who Cares?
And we've both worked multiple jobs today and took care of our child, but gotta get it in.
Yeah, we could just talk for a few minutes. We haven't been together on the podcast in a little while, and I just wanted to make sure that we could prove to the authorities that we're okay, we're safe.
Is this what you want? Viewer?
America.
Listener? Is this what sort of podcast you're interested in? To parents who barely see each other forcing themselves to podcast at 10:40 at night?
She's sleeping. I just woke up from sleeping next to her. I was like, let me just get up and do it.
Meanwhile, I'm out here. I'm like, oh, thank God he fell asleep so we don't have to do this. I'm like, oh, good. He went to bed. I can watch my programs and then I'll go to bed.
Yeah, what were you watching? That wasn't Housewives.
It was a Housewives offshoot, The Love Hotel.
Oh my gosh,
That's
they're dating now.
It's a Bachelor meets Golden Bachelor meets... You know what I'm noticing on a lot of these programs right now? They're trying to capitalize on the acclaim of White Lotus.
Oh yeah, they want to make it seem like prestige television.
Well, not that necessarily, but they're using the idea of the hotel, of a location, of everybody's at this resort.
Like
and so the edits in between, the music is like dark and moody.
Yeah.
Like they're making it seem like edits in White Lotus.
Right. You're also very into Below Deck right now, which is all about the location as well.
Well, I just finished a season. I'm debating whether I'm going to continue, but I have watched seasons 6 through 9.
You love a backwards. You love a backwards progression.
Yes, I watched 9 through 6, I should say.
Yeah. What's the captain's name? The lady we like?
Sandy.
I think you got to keep going for Sandy.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
it's really in support of Sandy that you watch the show.
Oh my God. The end of the last season, this fucking chef was such a piece of shit. He like left the boat multiple times and then he had the audacity, looking like fucking Gargamel, had the audacity during the reunion to say that Sandy was the worst captain of a boat he's ever worked on in 15 years.
Wait, he said that at the end of season 6?
Yes.
But when he's back for season 7?
No. This is the reunion of season 6.
I know, that's what I'm asking though.
No, he wasn't back.
Oh, okay, so he was actually done at the end of season 6.
Yeah. I was like, this fool looked like a fucking asshole the whole season and then has the audacity to be like, she's the worst captain I've ever worked with. It's like, go fuck yourself.
What was his main point about that? This is now a Below Deck podcast because I have watched a lot of
It's now a Below Deck podcast and it's an outdated Below Deck podcast because this is from
pre-pandemic.
No, it was during. So it was probably 21, I'm going to say. Nothing. He didn't say anything. He had no, he like brought it to the, I guess she mostly only does these for the show now. She's like semi-retired, I guess. So he was using that as a reason why she sucks.
Meanwhile, like, you're on it too, dude.
You're on it too, and you were like nothing but like weird and annoying, and the rest of the crew was like kind of grossed out by you, but tolerated you, which is like a classic man vibe.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's just Matt.
Yeah.
It's like, no, get Matt the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Matt sucked. And
of course, Matt, sharing how he goes to sex parties and he's polyamorous. I was like, this is why I don't participate in those things, because it's dudes like this at the fucking sex party.
Well, yeah, and it's like
nobody wants to fuck you.
When he brings it up, he's like wasted, right?
Yeah, and making everyone uncomfortable, and they're all like, ew.
So during the reunion, do they get into that?
No.
I
have nothing else to say.
Do you remember? Do you remember me telling you that I made friends with the security guard at the sex party? And we talked about heavy metal music?
Yes, while you were fully naked.
He looked exactly like Matt.
Of course he did.
He was a bald, like a hairless cat.
Yeah, hairless. Matt is giving hairless cat.
Hairless cat with piercings.
Yeah, that's the embodiment of a hetero sex party.
Yeah,
Pass.
and
Hard pass.
chefs with their own like knife kits. They're doing sex parties. Chefs with their own knife kits are the same. They're like the same vibe as like tattoo artists with their own gear. You know, they always have their own hardware.
I mean, in fairness, I think they are supposed to have those knife kits.
Yeah, I know.
Like that is.
It's part of their training.
It's part of their job.
But when he starts wrapping his up in a huff in that one episode.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see him.
I remember watching Below Deck with you like a couple years ago. We stumbled on it. Yeah, there was an episode where Sandy is like, they're trying to figure out how to get an anchor up. That's
Were we
like
in a hotel?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Who knows what happens in a hotel?
Well, because that would be the only time that I had actually watched it.
But do you remember the anchor was like tied up or tangled? And
well, honestly, that
drama.
happens every season. So I can't, now it's blurring with all the other times.
We have become unmoored. Our anchor is totally missing. And that's why I wanted to force this. I just miss you.
Oh, this is you missing me.
Well, I miss...
No, you have a deadline.
Yeah, I have a deadline. No, I do miss you. I miss you very much. It was a long weekend away. It's 2 weekends in a row I've been away. And I just...
what were you doing?
Was in Rochester 2 weeks ago. And then this weekend, I don't even know where I was. I got to the taxi.
I can't stop yawning.
I know. I got to the taxi, I guess that was 24 hours ago now. No, like less. It was like 18 hours ago. It was 2 a.m. Monday morning. This morning at 2 a.m, I'm at JFK getting into a taxi. The guy's trying to hustle me. He's like, where are you coming from anyway? Thinks I'm a visitor. I'm like, I don't remember where I'm coming from.
Yeah, absolute nerve.
I like fell asleep on that flight because it was the middle of the night. And that's
You're
how
like,
I feel.
I'm barely keeping it together, sir.
Yeah.
Please don't talk to me. Let me roll the windows down because the air freshener is going to make me sick.
Yeah, I'm queasy from how you and your car and
my clothes feel weird on my skin.
Why are my clothes both crispy and clammy?
No one is affected by a flight quite like my honey.
Oh, and I did not shower. I just got in the bed last night after eating a huge bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios, and I got in bed with that film.
Yeah, you
and both you and Franny were like cuddling me so nice, and I was just like, I don't care what they're touching. They can.
We don't either. It's okay.
So anyway, good to see everybody.
Gets home from a flight, and he's like, I've got to get all of these clothes off of me. Like if I'm still awake or if it's like daytime and you get home from a flight, you're like, don't touch me, don't look at me, let me strip myself from head to toe. And I have to bathe myself.
I need a shower.
I am air freshener. I am stale air.
I'm other people's hot breath.
I'm other people's hot breath.
I'm masked up on both flights this weekend.
I'm proud of you.
I'm just like, I don't want COVID again.
After the turn we had here recently, that was very responsible.
And then I'm wearing it. I've got the KN95, and it really does feel like I'm just in my own filth right now. I know.
They're very challenging to wear. Like I've been wearing it at a client's house.
No, but I actually it felt like a security blanket though. Like being in my own filth felt like I was truly had a barrier.
This is off topic, but a welcomed one. You knew as soon as I got this microphone in my hand that I just wouldn't be stopped.
You're welcome to keep going. I was literally going to say goodbye, and I could record around this.
I've got this hot goss.
All right, you talk about it. I got to go over there and blow my nose.
Oh boy,
what's the hot goss?
The hot goss, which I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's not that hot, but I was just texting with an industry insider, a Hollywood industry insider. And she had regrammed something from Pedro Pascal, and I messaged her back and I was like, oh my God, this man, And she was like, I know, daddy, the daddiest of the daddies. And I was like, and if he's bisexual, I'll really lose my mind. And she was like, I'm pretty sure he's just straight up gay. And I was like, but wouldn't he just be out if he was? And she was like, I think it's pretty well known in the industry that he's gay, but like he's open about it when he's working, but he's not going to like do a whole thing publicly. Which I'm like, all the evidence is there. I mean, the way he dresses, the music, the love of his trans sister.
First of all, who's this industry insider? Can we say who you were talking to?
No, I'm not going to say her name, but she's been a writer.
Do I know her?
Yes.
That's kind of that's like our parents' favorite kind of homosexual. You know, when somebody says, I don't care if you're gay, just don't flaunt it in my face.
Well, the thing is, he kind of does flaunt it, but he's so fucking charming that he is like wooed us all.
Yeah.
But like he out here, like, I mean, his looks are homosexual.
Yeah, like the galas and the premieres and his red carpet looks are very gay.
They're very gay and they're incredible.
And that mustache has been trying to suck me off for years.
Yeah,
now.
And I mean, like he's on every red carpet with his gorgeous trans sister. He's wearing T-shirts that say "Protect the Dolls," which like is very inside queer culture. He's like, he posts things of himself like going to concerts that he loves. Like he posted a video going to a Beyonce concert and he's like losing his mind.
Yeah.
That's a homosexual. But I was holding out hope that maybe it was bisexual, but
yeah, does it turn you off that he's
No, it doesn't turn me off, but it's like, you know how I feel about bisexuals.
Yeah. Well, no, what does that mean?
I mean, I like a bisexual male.
Oh.
You know this. Come on now.
Some comic was on stage the other night and they said, what did they say? I'm kind of a bisexual. I only have sex when I pay for it. You know who it was? It was Shaun Weiss from the Mighty Ducks.
I only have sex when I pay for it.
I can
only
have sex if I pay for it.
Hey, yo, rim shot.
Yeah. This was Shaun Weiss, who was in the Mighty Ducks as a child actor, who was in the news and went viral like a handful of years ago for being like strung out on heroin and like in a really bad spot. He's in Atlanta, Georgia. He's got his life together. He's got some years of recovery.
Wow.
And now he does stand up, and we were on the same show together Sunday night.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was interesting. He was also waiting to do his set while the MC was on stage, and he was doing like a repetitive behavior that I found really annoying. And I almost said, hey, can you stop doing that?
In a true dad fashion.
Yeah. He was in the back.
Do you need to keep doing that?
Well, like the show had maybe 24 people in the audience, and it's this alternative theater space in an old school. There's all these like social justice organizations that do work out of this place.
Disgusting.
No, it was cool. But it's not a comedy club. And if you're in the room, everybody can hear each other. So like either be in the room and don't be distracting, or like do your pre-show rituals in much farther away from us.
What is he clicking and snapping
He's
and shit?
He's clicking, and I've realized, what is he clicking? He's clicking a pocket knife, just opening the blade and closing the blade with one hand, like at his side. He's just got a blade. He's doing He's doing
greaser.
He's doing blade work.
He's doing fucking 1950s blade work.
And I'm like, that makes people uncomfortable. That's like
start a gang fight.
Yeah, and it's like if it was a firearm, he'd be like cleaning his gun or something, or like doing that thing where you spin the barrel. You spin the barrel and then you go.
He's doing that before he goes. He's like, just fucking spinning the barrel.
He's doing gunplay. He's like flipping the gun.
Yeah, it's like, what are we doing, bro?
But yeah, and I'm just like, and he's doing it like a little bit dramatically. It's like,
oh God.
And I like knew enough about his story that like, you know, things are a little off.
A little.
But anyway, he made me laugh a lot during his set, so that's why I feel like I'm allowed to say that he was doing strange, repetitive behaviors before the set.
He was doing
knife play.
BR,
He brought a knife.
BFRBs.
Body focused repetitive behaviors. Yeah, I was just picking my own nose. So,
I don't know if it's body focused. It's knife focused. It's KFRB.
I mean, he brought a knife to a laugh fight. Brought a gun.
A joke fight.
Yeah, joke fight. Hey, I'm so sorry to do this, but I got to cut this episode short right here because you're not a patron. If you want to hear the rest of this delightful conversation, please do sign up for the Patreon. It's $2 a month to hear the rest of the regular episodes. $1.99 I think you can sign up for. That gets you the full access to the full episodes. For $5 a month, you get bonus content. I've been putting up some comedy sets on there. Ross put up a cooking video. We have some regular like bonus episodes of just the two of us talking about stuff on there. And then for more than that, like $10 a month or $12 a month or whatever, you can support our dreams. And maybe I'll put up feet pics or something for that level. But anyway, we want to give people the option to donate even more if you want to be a part of keeping this dream alive. Or not keeping it alive, just sustaining it. You know, if you want to be I guess that's what public radio calls it, a sustaining member, please donate at the highest level. We'll match it. We're not matching anything. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. And also, no pressure to join the Patreon. It's okay. It's just we can't give you everything. So it's up to you. All right. Bye.